everybody. Today we're doing the basics of GeoGebra. This video is for class 6, 7 and 8. So today we will be discussing the main functions the GeoGebra provides us and what all we can do with GeoGebra. So first I will be teaching you all the tools GeoGebra provides us. So here we have an input box. Here we can use trigonometric. It will show us all the details of all our points, line, polygons, circles, angles, everything. Here we have axis and a grid. First I will remove the tab, hide the axis and the grid. Yes. So now in the first column we have move, freehand shape and pen. For freehand shape you can create any any shape you want to create. For example, I have created an ellipse here. Then you have pen if you want to write something like this. Okay. Then we have point. Let's remove all this. Yes. Point, you can just mark a point on any object, line, anything. Then you have point on object. For this, I will just create a regular polygon. And then I will just take point on object and mark on here. So, if I using the move tool, move this, the point will be with the object. I can mark this on anything. I can even mark this on pen. For example, I'll just write P here. And then I will attach on object and here. So now this point will be with the P letter, as you can see. So then we have attach and detach point. This is related to point on object only. With attach and detach point, I can attach a point to something and detach a point. For example, I want to detach this point from the letter P. I will select this and it has detached. If I want to attach it, I'll select this and the letter and it's attached. So with this you can attach and detach. Sorry. Sorry for that. Then we have intersection. If we have two lines crossing each other and I want to mark them, I can also mark them using the point feature. But you can also use the intersection feature. It is much easier because it does not create points randomly. Then we have midpoint or center. For example, I want to create a point between this point A and I. I'll select the point A and the point I, which will create an exact between point. Then we have complex number, extranum and roots, which is for above classes, not required for 6, 7 and 8. Then we have lines. I will just remove all of this. Yes, first we have line, which has no starting point and no ending point. Then we have segment, which has a starting point and an ending point. Then we have segment with given length, in which I can define the length. If I want 10, it will create a 10 centimeter length. Then we have ray, which has one starting point but no ending point. And then we have polyline vector from point, which is again for above classes, not required for this class. Then we have perpendicular line. If I want to create perpendicular on B, I will just select the point B first and then A, which will create a perpendicular on it. Then I have parallel line, which will create a parallel if I want C and D, and a parallel is created with it. For example, I want B and D. So parallel is created to B and D. Then we have perpendicular bisector. I will select the E and the F, which will get a perpendicular bisector. Then we have angle bisector, which will bisect an angle. First, for that I will just create an angle. I have an angle here. Then select angle bisector, IJK. So it has created a perfect perpendicular angle bisector. Then we have tangents. Tangent is not required for this class. Neither does polar, best fit line and locus. Then we will move on to polygons. Let me just remove all of this again. Yes, polygons. In this polygon, we can create any polygon with n number of slides with any size we want. For example, I can create any random polygon. As you can see, I've created a random polygon here. But you also get the options of regular polygon, in which I can create a polygon of fixed measure. For example, I want to create a 10-sided polygon. So I'll just set the vertices at 10 and it will create me a 10-sided polygon with the length this, which I first defined it. Then we have rigid and vector, which is again for above classes, not required. Then we have circle with center to point. In this you can create a circle with n number of radius, which you can sorry for that, which you can take it as long as you want. Then you have circle, center and radius, in which you can define the radius. For example, I'm going to set the radius as 10. It will create me a circle with a radius 10. Then we have compass. Compass is used for mostly this object in which you have undefined radius to create duplicate of it, and you can just mark its center as anything. Then we have circle through 3 points, which will take 3 points to make the circle. Then we have semicircle. Then a circular arc, circular arc, circular sector, and circumcircular sector, which is not required for this class. I will just remove all of this again. Then we have ellipse. Ellipse is like, it's just a shape. Like for basic class, just a shape. For advanced, it is used for something else. Then we have angle. In this, you can create any random angle. Then you have angle with given size. You can create an angle of defined. For example, I want to create it of 199. It will create me a 199 degree angle. Then we have distance or length. For that, I will just take a segment. I'll select the distance and length. I'll select I'll just select the line, and will show me the distance or the length of it. Then we have area. For that, I'll just create a normal polygon. I've created a 5-sided irregular pentagon. I will just select area, and then the area of CDEFG is 247.72. Then we have slope plus relation function factor. It is again not required for this class. Then we have reflect about line, reflect about point, reflect about circle, rotate around point, translate by vector, direct from point above classes. These all four functions, it's just like mirroring for any point. For example, I will just create a segment, a semicircular, and a point. So for that, I will first select reflect about line. I'll select the point and the line, which will create a exact copy of it. Then I select reflect about point. It will create a mirror image according to the point. Then I have reflect about circle. Then I select the circle, which will create a pointer to it. And then we have rotate around point. For example, I want to rotate this around point. So I'll just select this and this 45 degrees. So it will move to 45 degrees, the same object. Then as I told, these two are not required. Then we have slider, which you can use for any motion, text, image, button, checkbox, and input box. And then we have move graphics, zoom in, zoom out, show hide object, show hide label, copy visual style, and delete. So these are all the basic functions the GeoGebra provides us. Using these all functions, you can create so many projects in the mathematics. So thank you for watching this video.